We interrupt the internet with breaking news.
This just in, the dog park has gone ideological. The bees have seized air travel. And an octopus just lost its title on a dental technicality. Good evening, everybody. Hope your night is going better than that flight, that fossil, or anyone trying to explain to their uncle why the park is full of foxes. It is late. I am ready. The news is not. The news has once again shown up drunk in hard shoes. Welcome to Bob versus the News, the only show where I try to restore dignity to modern life, and modern life responds by hissing, buzzing, and failing a tooth count. I am Bob. I am calm. I am composed. That is a lie we tell at the top of the show. Tonight, public behavior with no supervision, wildlife with executive privilege, and a science once again asking questions nobody needed answered. We start in Buenos Aires, where some teenagers are gathering in plazas as Therians, dressing and acting like animals. Look, every generation rebels. Some get tattoos. Some start garage bands. This generation looked at bills, passwords, and job applications and said, counterpoint, Fox. Charlie. Early points for the news. Reality comes out hot and immediately puts the city square on a leash. And honestly, I get it. Being human right now is a terrible product. A fox has no inbox, no taxes, no LinkedIn. Just leaves, instincts, and a suspicious amount of eye contact. Bob answers back, sharp counter. He has turned woodland cosplay into a labor argument. But once you're on all fours in a public plaza wearing a tail, that stops being self-discovery and starts being a sentence a mayor has to say with regret. Bob with a clean combination. He has located the soft tissue between expression and animal control. Also, terrible timing, because tonight's actual animals are about to do organized labor on an airplane engine. So, if you identify as a wolf, congratulations, the bees already got management. Huge swing for the news. The Hive just entered the arena wearing little executive badges. Somewhere, one of those kids saw the bee story and thought, finally, serious artists. Bob steals one at the bell. Petty, surgical, completely unnecessary. I love it. Round one goes to the news. Bob landed, but the headline came in already wearing ears, a tail, and full emotional armor. Now, the main event. A swarm of bees delayed an American Airlines flight in Charlotte after clustering on one of the engines. A swarm of bees on the engine. Not the gate, not the wing, not the Cinnabon, the engine. That is not inconvenience, that is a coup. Big open from the news. Veteran ring IQ from the Hive. I've flown enough to know what happened. Those bees took one look at basic economy and said, no, we see the machineries. Bob to the body. He has framed this as collective bargaining with wings. Some poor Agent Gate had to get on the mic and say, ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing a slight delay because the aircraft is currently in contract negotiations with insects. Bob is cooking now. Customer service has become a hostage note. And be honest, that may be the most organized boarding group American has ever seen. No zone confusion, no fake pre-boarding limp, no backpack guy standing up before his row. Just 8,000 union employees showing up with purpose. Bob on a run, tremendous pace. The hive is getting worked on the ropes. The bees didn't pay for extra baggage. They just attached themselves directly to the turbine like a hedge fund with pollen. Another scoring touch for Bob. He's painting a beautiful round here. But the news takes points right back because visually, bees on an airplane engine is unbeatable. You can't top that. That is God pitching a Coen Brothers travel scene. Massive answer from the news. Reality reminds Bob who built the arena. Somewhere in Buenos Aires, a teen in a fox mask saw those bees and thought their community is stronger. Bob catches the callback. The Therians are now studying the hive like game film. This wasn't a delay. This was collective bargaining with a stinger. Late scoring for the news. The hive closes strong and nasty. Upset on the cards. Bob takes round 2. He did what airport staff could not. Regain control of the narrative. And now the chaos round. Scientists say the fossil long billed as the world's oldest octopus isn't an octopus after all, but a Nautilus relative. And Guinness is retiring the old title. The key clue was the teeth count. I love that scientists looked at this thing for years and then finally said, after careful review, this squid-adjacent blob has been lying to us. Bob opens sharp. He has turned a fossil correction into maritime stolen valor. They said it looked like white mush. That is not a fossil description. That is what your aunt says when the potato salad goes bad at a 4th of July cookout. Bob with back-to-back offense. Ancient science has become deli negligence. And the whole thing came down to teeth. 11 per row. Not 7, not 9, 11. This animal law's octopus hood on a dental technicality. Huge swing for the news. Reality brings in orthodontics off the bench. That is incredible. Not claws, not DNA, not dramatic Jurassic reveal. A mouth audit. That is not paleontology. That is Maury for sea monsters. Bob answers clean. Daytime TV has entered the fossil record. Also, unlike the Therians in round 1, this one actually got peer reviewed before losing the identity claim. That is progress. Clean callback. Bob threads the whole night together like a corrupt little genius. And unlike the bees in round 2, this creature did not seize the engine. It couldn't even keep the resume. Bob is rallying. The fossil is now losing to both insects and paperwork. But the news takes it right back because Guinness had to step in and retire the title. Imagine getting exposed so hard the record book comes in like, we're going in another direction. Nasty counter from the news. The title is gone. The belt is gone. The tentacles are under review. 300 million years. 300 million years of fake octopus clout. That's not a fossil. That's the longest resume lie in Earth history. Monster shot from the news. Bob is hurt. The crowd has seen stars and suspicious teeth. Somewhere in Buenos Aires, one kid in a fox mask just whispered, finally, representation. Bob steals one at the horn. He is still dangerous, still petty, still annoyingly composed. The world's oldest octopus turned out to be a shell guy with better dental records. That is such a brutal downgrade, it feels British. Devastating finish. The news closes the round with veteran nonsense and championship volume. Round 3 to the news. Bob fought beautifully, but he got outlasted by an ancient liar, a revoked title, and the deadliest weapon in science, counting. By split decision, the news retains the title. Bob made it close, but tonight reality had deeper hands. Plaza animals, executive bees, and one fossil that got fact-checked by its own teeth. What we learned. If you're going to identify as an animal, move fast. The bees already have seniority. Never base your self-esteem on a title Guinness can revoke with a tooth. And civilization is now a public plaza, an airport engine, and a fossil getting audited by dentistry. Tonight on the cards, Bob won the jokes, the bees won the airport, and the octopus lost its belt to a shell with paperwork. Until next time, stay weird, keep your credentials current, and if Guinness asks to count your teeth, get a lawyer.